Hey guys, welcome back to okay. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I've seen a lot of questions around this video and I decided to finally do it. So in this video, it's about traveling with a baby, especially a baby that is under 2 years. And I'm gonna be sharing my experience. Now, everybody has different experience, you know. So I traveled with my baby for 23, I think 23 or 22 hours flight. And it was not easy. It was not easy. And I'm gonna give you a few tips or tricks around it. So the first thing is, when you're booking a flight, first of all, be prepared. Like, prepare mentally, be prepared physically, and be prepared emotionally, because if you're not prepared, it's gonna take a toll on you. So the first thing you wanna do is book your flight around your baby's nap time. That way the baby will be asleep the entire flight. Now, after you have booked your flight, make sure to call the airlines. Sometimes they have a choice of giving you. Sometimes you have a choice to get a bassinet. Make sure when you're booking, make sure you're booking your seat to the far front, like nowhere near the tail, or the wings, because those are the noisy places, and you don't want your baby crying the entire time because it's very noisy. Now, to the front, they have seats that have extra leg room, and they can also install a bassinet for you. So make sure to call the airline like days before you actually travel, because sometimes it's a first come first serve basis for the bassinet. So make sure you can access that bassinet. And then the second thing is, okay, so the first one is, make sure you can access the bassinet. And this is it's kind of tricky, because for me, I booked the bassinet, but my baby couldn't fit on it. He wasn't the right weight, but he was a bit tall. So the bassinet, like, he ended up not using the bassinet because he was a bit tall for it. And every time I could put him in, he woke up. So we ended up not using the bassinet. And the other thing about the bassinet is, every time there's turbulence, you have to pick up your baby, or when the seatbelt sign is on, you have to pick up your baby and strap them, put them in your, strap them with the seatbelt. So that was kind of that wasn't very comfortable, because you don't want to wake a baby that's already asleep. So I mean, it's you can put him for a few minutes, to give you some rest. But, it can help. It can be of some help to, give you a relief for a few minutes. But so for me, I ended up holding my baby the entire time. So we went from Atlanta to Qatar, which was a 16-hour flight on its own. 16-hour non-stop flight. So I booked it around baby's nap time. I booked it at night, really. So the baby slept the entire flight, most of it. He only woke up for like 2 hours, and we were already getting ready to land. So, and then the other thing is, call the airlines to make sure they have food for the baby, because I had a bad experience with that. So I had those little pouches. So I had my baby food in this kind of pouches. So this is just snacks, but they have some other foods, I think from Happy Baby and whatever, that are like more, they got more stuff in it. These ones are just fruits and veggies, they're just snacks, but those ones had more stuff in it. So that's what I carried as food for my baby. And I also carried milk. Now for milk, you know, this is what I carried. This is what I had for baby's milk. And this is very convenient because it's already 8 ounces. That's what my baby at that time was on whole milk. So it was easy for me to give him this. And if your baby is breastfeeding, the better, because you don't have to carry all this milk. So I had about, you ready? I had about 10 of these. 10 of 8 ounces. And I'll tell you where all that fitted in. So I had about 10 of these, and I had, I think about 10 of the food pouches. And they came really handy because I made sure that every time, you know, the baby was hungry, I would feed him no matter, you know, no matter what time of the, whatever. Because, yeah, so my baby had enough food and enough milk. Now for the bottles, I had only 4 bottles. And that might be too much. But this for me, the baby, I think we ended up only with 2. By the time we landed, I only had 2 of these. Because my baby was still waking up at night. So he still woke up to drink. And I think this milk, you can get them at Publix, you can get them at Walmart. I've seen them in Walmart. And you can also get them, for these ones, I got them from Costco. Now I had a stroller. You can have a stroller and a car seat. So you can book an extra seat for the baby, or you can choose for them to sit on your lap, or you can choose for them to be on the bassinet. 3 options. For the car seat, if you're booking an extra seat, they're gonna be in a car seat. I don't know if it's comfortable, like for the baby to be in a car seat for that long, to sleep in a car seat. I don't know. It's not comfortable on my lap, so I'm not sure if you would have slept comfortably in the car seat. Now, I also had a stroller, and I had a stroller. So if you're planning on getting a stroller, make sure it's NTSA compliant, because you're gonna need to fold that stroller, especially if you're taking it with you to the plane. Make sure it's NTSA compliant. Not all the strollers are NTSA compliant. Mine was foldable, so I could just fold it and put it in the compartments. And also during security checks, it could easily pass through the security scanner. That's what you need to consider when you're getting a stroller. Now, when you're checking in, when you're going through security, make sure you have enough time to go through security, because you're gonna need more time to check in, especially like for me, I had milk and food. So especially milk, there is liquid, you know, restrictions. So you're gonna need some extra time to go through the security, and that's what I did. I had enough time to go through the security. So during check-in, you will have to take your baby out of the car seat or the stroller that you have, and have your baby on you. So For me, I didn't do this, but I learned it the hard way. I would recommend that you have a baby carrier. That way it's easier, especially if your layover is short and it's not too far, like the gates that you're going are not too far. And the other thing about security, make sure you wear comfortably. No jewelry, no belts, because all that you're gonna have to, every time you go through security, and sometimes you have more than one security, especially if you have connected flights, you might have more than one security. So wear comfortably, because every time you go through security, you're gonna have to take off all your jewelry, all your jewelry, your belts, and your shoes. So make sure you have some socks on, because you're gonna have to walk barefoot through security. The other thing that I did was to hold my feeding for the baby until landing or takeoff. That way, it would relieve that pressure, altitude pressure that builds up as you go up or as you go down. Now, are earplugs necessary? So I had these earplugs. I bought them on Amazon, but my baby didn't use it. He just didn't like it. He would take it off all the time. If your baby understands and they can keep it on, you can have them. They might be helpful. And but the best thing, the best thing to do is to have them chew or eat or drink some milk. Hold their feeding until that takeoff or landing time. Now, as far as what to pack and all that, I would recommend pack very minimal, very minimalistic, very minimal. Carry-on, I had a diaper bag and I had a small bag, like a small bag for my documents. That was helpful. So if I was to travel again, I would only have a diaper bag and that's documents bag. I had a small bag that I had it around my waist that only had our passports, our tickets, not our tickets, our passports, our itineraries, and what else? And at that time there was COVID testing. You had to do, I don't know if they still do it, but you had to do a COVID test. It was a requirement to have a COVID test that was gonna last for 96 hours. So that's what I had on my small bag that I had around me, and a few cash. And then my diaper bag had the baby's extra clothes and some more diapers. The carry-on had all the food, some extra clothes, some extra diapers, some and my extra clothes. I overdid that, and if I was to do it again, I'd probably carry one extra cloth for me, maybe an extra shirt and pants, and for the baby I'll probably only carry like the what do you call, the onesies and those sleeping clothes, because I mean anything that's comfortable for you to change the baby's diaper every now and then, and whatever the baby is comfortable with. I would probably only carry like 2, 3 or 4 of those, and carry a lot of bibs. That way you can you can have your clothes for long. So the other thing I would advise is have some lightweight toys, the small tiny toys. So this is what kept us busy the entire flight. This is what kept us busy, and I think I had like 2 of these. So these are like little books that I got them from Amazon, and this was a gift from one of his grandmas over here. Gave him this gift, and this is what kept us busy the entire flight. So have some toys, that's what I'm saying. Have some toys that are not going to be, you know, a nuisance to other people, like not too loud for other people in the plane. Have some Tylenol and MOTRIN, just in case, you know, the ear pressure gets on your baby. You can give them Tylenol or MOTRIN, or, you know, you can soothe them, or they are crying because of too much noise, or sometimes it's, you know, some babies are not used to like too many people, crowd of people, and then being crumbled up in you know, a small space, you know, being with a lot of people in a small space. Some babies might not tolerate that. So just have some Tylenol or MOTRIN. Benadryl is also an option, but that's I'm gonna be cautious about that, because you don't want to over medicate your baby. You don't want to over medicate your baby. Yes. Have some Pediatrician for your baby. That helps, you know, get back their electrolytes. And over there, the baby might not react well with the food. And even when you're in the plane, the baby might not react well with the food that you're giving them. So it's good to have some Pediatrician to replenish their electrolytes. The other thing is, if you can get some booster shots for MMR and whatever else, let your doctor advise you on the types of, on what shots to take, especially when you're going to another continent, like Africa, where there is malaria. They have malaria vaccines that you can give your baby before leaving. So get with your doctor and let them advise you on what you need before you travel. While you're on the plane, make sure you order your baby's food before you order your own food. I mean, if they have it. Or feed your baby before you get your own food, because as it is, it's hard to eat with a baby, especially when they are awake. So what I did with mine is, it was very hectic. I had a lot of snacks for me. So sometimes I would wait for the baby to fall asleep so I can eat, or I would just end up eating snacks. So I had my baby the entire time. Yep. Anytime he needed to go, anytime I had to change his diaper, I would go to the bathroom, change his diaper, and use the bathroom as well. That way I don't have to keep coming back and forth, back and forth. We do one thing and we are done. Now those bathrooms are very tiny. So I had my baby sit on the changing whatever while I use the bathroom below him. And I would just put my hand through so he doesn't fall over. I mean, you do what you got to do, because it's a small space. You got to change him and you got to use the bathroom as well. And you can't put him down because the down is already nasty. You can't put him down. So yep, that's what I had to do. I had very good neighbors. My next neighbor had a baby, and I think they were Indians. So we didn't really understand each other in terms of language, but our babies played together. So the babies played together for a good bit, and at least I had a break. So like I said before, food pouches are the best. These ones, they are the best because you don't have to microwave them. You can just feed them straight to the baby. Now with COVID, they used to microwave food for people, but with COVID they stopped microwaving. So this came handy. And the milk too, these ones you don't need to warm it, because at that time my baby was drinking warm milk. Like, we had not transitioned into cold milk. So yep, so that's it, guys. If I've missed up on anything, comment down below. But that was my experience, and I'm gonna come back with what I had in my diaper bag and what I had in my carry-on bag and what I should have had. All that coming up. But anyway, that's it, guys. Have a blessed day, have a blessed week, have a blessed night. God bless.